Alright, so welcome to For or Against. I am the Saffron Man, this is Sporadicles, and we have set up three statements and we're going to discuss either side of the coin, and hopefully you can make your decision of where you land on the scales. So let's start with For or Against question one, Sporadicles. Xerxes over Hoyland. So I went for last week, and so I'm against this week. So why don't you explain it or go for your side of the four beforehand?
Sure. I mean, for me, this is a stylistic change, and I think that Xerxes is much better dropping into the midfield area and receiving the ball and holding it up, while other players are getting into good positions to basically kind of cut through their defenses. So a lot of those low block teams that we have historically struggled against, I don't think we're going to have that same issue with whenever we deploy Joshua Xerxes. Um, we've kind of been leaning on all of our wingers to create the offense and score the goals and everything of that nature in the last couple seasons. And so Joshua Xerxes enables that. So he's going to be pulling the center backs out of place. That's going to allow our wingers to cut inside. A quick little layoff from Xerxes to Bruno, and Bruno's going to find those passes every single time. I mean, we see it game in, game out. And so I think that it's going to add a whole new dynamic to our offense. And I think that the overall productivity is going to be better having Joshua Xerxes in there as opposed to Hoyland, who's more of a poacher style and he's got a better conversion rate than Joshua Xerxes, but conversion rate only matters if you're getting the ball. And he didn't get the ball a whole lot until the second half of the season. And, we've got wingers that are trying to get their names on the score sheet. And so I think that Xerxes just makes sense here.
Yeah, okay, alright, valid argument. So in the discussion of Xerxes over Hoyland, I do kind of have to disagree anyway, if I'm honest. Not only am I a massive fan of Hoyland, but again, his raw energy and passion is just kind of second to none. When he went on that drought, he's bound to have droughts. He's a young kid learning his trade in the toughest league in the world. But when he entered that drought, just that raw, he wanted it so much. And through that, he become ill because it just all the energy he was then ill, and then he was on another drought after but he just wants it so much. And he learned a lot last season. He scored some great goals. He scored a goal in pre-season just before he got injured. I think Hoyland is probably, when he's fit, like you can quote me on it, he could be one of the fastest runners on the pitch. Not like one of the fastest people out of all the players in the Premier League, but when in terms of running on the pitch, I think he's going to be one of the fastest accelerometers on the go. He just accelerates, he's powerful, he can go long distance as well. He just gives everything. And Xerxes is talented, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't a starter for his national. He was a bit part player. Yes, Hoyland started, didn't do that great. I hear you, but I just think Hoyland's had that extra year. I think Hoyland's had that extra year at Manchester United. 12 months from now, it could be different. But for right now, I'm Hoyland over Xerxes all day long because we've seen what he can do. And when he's fit, he is just, no one can handle him. And once he get that trigger going, he could get lots of goals in a season. So yeah, that's me, Sporadicles. I'm Hoyland at the moment until I see different of Xerxes. So how are we going to do this one? So for those that don't know, obviously at some point when we actually build a community, we're going to go live, and these will be live settled by you guys live in chat. But until then, we're going to sort of decide amongst ourselves. What do you reckon, Sporadicles? Do you reckon I've won you over on that one? I think you put up a good argument though, man. I think you put up a good argument. He's definitely a talented guy.
Yeah, I mean this one's tough. It really is because I think in one of our previous sessions I pegged Hoyland to score 20 plus goals this season because he's just that good on goal,
Yeah.
right? I really think the difference is that You know, stylistically, Xerxes makes more sense. I think Xerxes going to get more touches on the ball than Hoyland,
Or
10 times out of 10
he can
because
play
he's
in different
dropping.
positions, right? I mean, Hoyland plays up
Yeah,
front. That's his role. That's where he plays. Xerxes could play left, right, middle, back, and like he could go up front as well. He could, yeah. I think
this one's hard.
um,
um, Man, I've got to stick by. I've got to stick by my 4 here. I really
I,
think that the team's going to look better with Xerxes in.
I'm going to twist you up, and until we've seen better, it's like here you can have this shiny coin. You know it's a shiny coin. You know it's valid, or you can have this shiny box that has something in it, and it's like, well, it's shiny, but it's still a box. We don't know about Xerxes yet. Not in a United shirt. We know all about Hoyland. So that's where I'm standing. Until we know better, Hoyland is the guy. I'm overruling you. I'm making it happen. He is the guy. So
all right. Look, I can't say that that you know I'm too upset about that one. I love Hoyland as a player, and I'm really looking forward to him coming back from this injury and you know, doing a lot of great things. I think that, you know, he popped the proverbial goal scoring cherry on Boxing Day last season. So and then he went on a spree. And
yeah.
so, you know, just gonna have to get that one, and you know, we'll get to see plenty of Joshua Xerxes in the meantime. So.
Ultimately, it's nice to have options because we haven't had any options for like 2 or 3 seasons. So yeah, all right,
Yeah.
okay, I'm happy to grab that one again. Let us know what you guys think on the comments on social media. Oh, am I wrong or am I right? Let me know. Next question, 4 against question 2. Selling Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a mistake. So I'm against this. So oh God, I've just said that I'm a massive fan of him, so I've now to speak for selling him. So, alright, I'm against this statement, in terms of he should have, he should go. I'm confused at my own statement sporadically. It's like a double entendre or a double negative
you
or
are
something.
okay. Yeah.
Like
so if I were to say that selling Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a mistake, I want to keep him. You're saying, yeah, go ahead and ship him.
All right, ship him. Well, the only thing that I'm disappointed with really is the price out of all this, because not only is he English, there should be an English text on top of it. He is a world's best defending right back. Like, he is up there in echelons of not just right English right defenders. Kyle Walker is a different beast, I grant you, but he is up there. Or he's not slow. He is, you know, he's very powerful. He's only 26. We paid 50 million for him. English tax, Man United tax, whatever tax, and then we've improved him over 4 years, and we're selling him and paying him off by the sounds of it, allegedly. That's the only thing that I'm kind of worried about. It's like, the price doesn't make sense to me. Where's the English tax? Like, I know we're desperate for money. I know we need to get these people out. But did we really need to get rid of the whole right back situation? Is Mazraoui an upgrade to Wan-Bissaka? Again, we go back to the Hoyland Xerxes thing. Better the devil you know. I don't know much about Mazraoui, so we're putting trust in the club here. But to me, I know what Aaron Wan-Bissaka can do. I think he's a great person, and yeah, he should have stayed, in my opinion. And we should definitely have at least got double what we got, at least 30 mil, 45 really. If you're being like, we have improved him, but yeah, there we go. That's what I got for you, Sporadically. So what's your 4? You're saying that it is a mistake.
I mean, so, gosh, yeah. I mean, okay, so yeah, I would. So you're saying I would like to keep him, and I think that in this sense, I think that having him provides a completely and totally different opportunity as opposed to Diogo Dalot.
Yeah.
Right. Diogo Dalot, obviously, you know, he's more of an attacking player. He can defend all right, but it's just not the same as throwing someone like Aaron Wan-Bissaka at somebody, right? I think that he's in on tackles. He's got one of the best tackling percentages. He's winning, over 50% of his aerial duels. He's shown that he's reliable in terms of being able to stay on the pitch. Throughout the season, he and Diogo Dalot kind of switch back and forth between playing on, left back or right back. And he just brings something different. So sometimes you do need to lock a player down. Yeah. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the guy that you stick on somebody whenever you need to lock them down. If left side of the field for the opposing team is one of their strong suits, that's why you have an Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the right side of your defense. And so, yes, you're not getting as much in terms of chances created, but I think that we have a lot of other options or methods to be able to get the ball forward and to create that offense. And honestly, I think that Aaron Wan-Bissaka has become better. Like you talk about him being like us improving him. He has improved in that sense because so many people said, well, he can't attack. I saw him hold the ball up really well in the final third and be able to assist in creating those opportunities. He's not a direct contributor to the assists to the same degree that somebody like a Diogo Dalot might be, or Mazraoui. But I think that the qualities that he has makes him a huge asset for us. So I'm confused as to why this is happening. I think that he should have been given a little bit more time to improve on the offensive side because he's shown to make those improvements. So I don't know why this is happening, and we're selling him at a 35 million pound loss.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. And much to your point, like people complain, just to agree with you, I'm just going to put it down that you got this one absolutely. So just to agree with you even further, people say he doesn't attack, he can't attack. Well, just use it for what he's good at. He's different to if you want to attack, let's have Dalot on, or you make sure that Aaron Wan-Bissaka passes to Amad Diallo, or Diallo's available, or Sancho's available on that right side, and then you get attacking, and he'll contribute when he can. But he is a right back defensive minded person. Like no one can defend like him, like on the planet. They call him Spider One for a reason. Like his leg, he can tackle like anyone. Casemiro would dream of tackling like Wan-Bissaka. If Casemiro could tackle like Wan-Bissaka, he would be mustard. He would be.
Oh, he's been trying.
He's
been trying, but it doesn't work.
But it's a completely different slide tackle, isn't it? Like you can tell that Wan-Bissaka's going for the ball. You can tell that your Casemiro isn't really going. It's just a different slide tackle completely. But yeah,
Casemiro is at least a half step late each time, which is the difference between him and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. In preseason, I saw him, make an amazing last man tackle that he had to recover. He had to make up ground, make a slide tackle kind of from the back and like off to the side, like just amazing. Yeah. The quality of a lot of the tackles that he makes. It's like, if I were an attacker and I saw that Aaron Wan-Bissaka was lined up across from me, I'd be like, you know what, ship it. I'm not doing anything this game. Yeah. I've not got a chance.
And you just can't replace that. Not for 15 million. You can't go and get that for 15 million. Like West Ham are probably laughing their asses off. Like Real Madrid could potentially come in for a right back, and if they don't get Trent Alexander-Arnold, they might be looking for a defensive minded, and they could get Wan-Bissaka, and West Ham be like 80 mil. I mean, you'd be like, what do you mean 80 mil? 80 mil. He's 27. He's experienced. He's English. He's the best defensive person on the planet. And you'd be like, God, we've got to pay 80 mil if we want him. Right? That's how good of a player he is. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I love Aaron Wan-Bissaka. 50 mil has irked me. It's a ridiculous price. But yeah, anyway. All right, final for or against. We've got there sporadically. RedVsRed will be a United manager. So that could be in the future. It could be the next United manager. But do you think that's already in the mind of other people. You are for this one. So go ahead and explain your 4 thoughts for Rude being a Manchester United manager, present, future, hypothesize.
I mean, I think that he was brought in because he obviously has the Manchester United mentality. He's done it before, and he's shown that he's more than capable of, teaching not only the strikers and the offensive minded players in the team, but also the defense. You can talk to the defense and say, well, as a an attacker, this is what I hate the most. Whenever I'm trying to take on this, that, the other, and to be able to provide that, and I think that defense is definitely somewhere that we kind of need a little bit more knowledge for some of the youth players. We've got Lenny Yoro and I think Harry Amos. They're both going to need a little bit of coaching, and so saying, like, as a striker, this is what I want to do to you,
Yeah.
and so this is what you need to do to kind of put me off that game. I think that there's just so many benefits to having him being able to, like, man coach the players. And I think that there's a lot of questions surrounding whether or not Ten Hag is going to continue. I know right now he has gotten his contract, but we've seen any number of managers get sacked in the middle of the season for Manchester United in the past, what, 11 seasons since Sir Alex Ferguson has retired. So
Yeah.
I think that it's quite possible that he could be the next one, unless for some reason a Zinedine Zidane or somebody decides, oh well, I want to coach Manchester United.
Mm-hmm.
I think at that point it's going to be a little bit tougher for him to get in as a United manager, but I certainly think that he has a lot of the qualities, and that his coaching talents are only going to improve over time, and I think he will be of a United manager quality at some point. And so yeah, I can definitely see him coming in and being our manager. Maybe if it's not even in the next year or two, 3-4 years down the line, for sure, absolutely.
Um, Fair play. I think I'm kind of against this anyway. One, because I'm kind of loyal to Ten Hag after the FA Cup and the whole conspiracy that was around. I have never witnessed anything like that on any manager ever. What happened to Ten Hag for that FA Cup final? Like, looking back and seeing, so like it's scary what was happening in the media and everything going on. It was so crazy. He's gone through a lot, and he deserves our backing now. Like, because we've all gone through a lot. Like, we all deserve to kind of back each other. But in terms of Ruud van Nistelrooy being manager, I don't know anything about him as manager yet. I haven't seen him. He's at Hamburg or something like that. Like, he's inexperienced as a manager. I think this is the level of management he could be at. Yes, he had the opportunity at Burnley. I think that would have been too big of a jump for him at Burnley, if I'm honest. I think being in an environment that he knows at Manchester United and Carrington, being responsible for some sessions but not having the responsibilities of a manager, gives him the freedom to be Ruud van Nistelrooy on the pitch. I think the situation that he's in right now is perfect. I think it's better than what he could have imagined. He said that he didn't think of it as an option, but when it did, he jumped at the chance. I don't think this was... We have 2 assistant managers now, so we have a brand new system going on in. I think this is the perfect place and position and timing for Ruud van Nistelrooy. All of the benefits, none of the pressures. No one's going to be asking for his name to resign, but people are already asking for Ten Hag in some corners of the world. But do you know what I mean? He's got that freedom to be Ruud van Nistelrooy and just to coach and inspire the youngsters. I think this is the perfect time, place, and position for Ruud. It couldn't have got any better, in my opinion. So, no, I couldn't see him as manager. I think that would change him. The burden, the weight of Manchester United that Ten Hag has had to deal with, I think would change Ruud, and he's not ready for that yet. So, yeah, I'm happy with him where he's at the moment,
Yeah, and I mean, as far as like right now, you know, I don't think it's going to be this season. You know, if we do want to talk about, you know, Eric Ten Hag being given the go ahead, assuming that he, you know, comes out and has a good couple seasons. I mean, third year is kind of whenever the identity starts to really build for a lot of teams. You know, the Arsenal rebuild under Mikel Arteta took multiple years. Jurgen Klopp did not perform well his first couple seasons at Liverpool. You know, like having someone like Pep Guardiola come in and immediately change everything about your team, that's a very different, you know, and like very uncommon thing to have happen. So if you do want to talk about how Eric Ten Hag is going to have that position for the next couple of years, then why not have that be something akin to the Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta dynamic, where you're studying under him for a few years, and then, you know, assuming that you know, Eric Ten Hag moves on or something to that effect, you've kind of got that mentality, that experience working at that club already. And so, yeah, he might end up moving on for a little bit and being a head coach elsewhere, but he can definitely come back and manage at Manchester United.
Did you hear that sound that I just made?
I did not.
Oh, that was the sound of you winning me over. That was of you say of you saying that Ten Hag could stay on for a few years, and it's like the whole Pep Guardiola, Mikel Arteta sort of thing. And then I think you're absolutely spot on. I would love that. I would love to Ten Hag to do what he wants to do until he feels that he's done 5-10 years or whatever. If RedVsRed is still around, and I hope so, because it would mean that things are going well. So then he would then take over as manager. I think that would be perfect. So yeah, that was the sound of you winning me over. So yeah, God darn it. So there we go. That is also a 4. So there we have it. That's our 4 of against for this week. I hope you enjoyed that there. I was a little confused with the one in the middle. Again, the wording. We'll make sure the wordings get sorted out so there's no double entendres or double negatives. Just confused.com I was. Anyway, but we got through it. We come out with a verdict. I got what I wanted on the first one through, just about. But yeah, Sporadically is kind of swept up for the final 2. But again, let us know what you think. In the live versions, we want you guys to be settling this on votes and stuff as we're going. So we'll make it really interactive, and we can put a bit more solid arguments towards it, and when we get some live feedback, which would be pretty interesting. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed the concept. Sporadically, I hope you enjoy yourself. We've pretty much just about covered everything, if not twice, today. But yeah, anything you kind of want to say or finish off, or before we kind of wrap up?
Well, I just want to say thank you for this win on 4 against. I look forward to winning many more times. It's going to be a common theme, so y'all just keep on watching for these. It's a concept still.
It's just a friendly. It doesn't matter.
It's still preseason. It's still preseason.
And until we're live, okay, that's when it counts. Whew.
But no, you know, it's been a good session. I very much enjoyed talking through everything, and I'm looking forward to, you know, being able to continue this dialogue. I think it's been a really enriching experience for me, and you know, I hope it is for everybody else. I hope that, you know, you guys enjoy our perspectives or the different takes that we're here to offer. Definitely let us know, you know, comments, likes, follows, all of it. You know, please just interact with us, and we will interact back. I want to, you know, build this community and have these conversations, not just Saf and myself, but with everybody. You know, this is meant to be an inclusive space, and we just want to hear your guys' feedback too. So follow the socials, give us a follow here on Rumble and YouTube. Whenever we post, I believe, the For and Against on YouTube, just definitely, you know, engage with us, and we'll engage back for sure.
Yeah, and just from my side of things, like I'm connected 24/7 at the moment in everything that we're doing, and you know, we have plans and ideas on how to. And so what you see here is a template that we're kind of building off, and we obviously know that we're going to grow in time, but we want to kind of set those standards. So all the little things that we know that could be better, we're working on in the background. You know, and not only just the artwork, but the scene transitions and our content and our plans and ideas. The for or against is refining. Again, it'll be different when it's kind of live, and we're learning how to kind of post stuff on numerous social medias as we go. So we're really at ground zero here, and we're working our way up, and we're trying to do as much as we can behind the scenes to get the content out each and every week. And when we get to those certain levels, you'll be seeing daily content from us. So right now, it's myself on a Tuesday, sporadically on a Friday, and both of us here on a Sunday. But yeah, we want to have the time, because we've got the templates to be making content and putting out on TikTok and on Facebook, clips, cuts, edits, jokes, like all that sort of stuff. But it's just going to take us a bit of time to kind of get to the stands where we want to be, right? But you can come and join in on with us and get involved with us on social media. And yeah, I don't know, when we get to like a certain point, we can agree on point. At what point we start going live, we can sort that out. But yeah, I mean, really enjoyed this week again. Just thanks to everyone that's watched the content. We are on 2 follows. That might just be me sporadically, but let's forget about that. But so if you want to add to that, that'd be great. And be on the ride with us and enjoy this. If we get to like 100 follows or something, we'll set up our own Discord and we'll start hanging out a bit more regularly on a daily basis. I think that'll be pretty cool. So 100 follows equals a RedVsRed Discord. Make it happen. I've been the Saffron Man. That's been Sporadicallys. I'll get it right one day, buddy. Don't you worry. And yeah, you'll see me on Tuesday, and we'll catch you all a little bit later. Take it easy. Peace.